Hi guys, I hope you can see me and you can see my screen here. This is Arun Sharma here, and unfortunately there's something wrong with my video here. And but anyway, you'll get screen sharing from my side. And I'm just checking whether at least my screen is going around live. Yes, you can see that. And I've got a mini test here with me, which is basically based on quants. So just give me a second. Yeah, it's here. So in the mini test, I'm going to take you through 5 questions to start with, and these 5 questions. And hi Ramesh, those of you who are on the YouTube broadcast can also join this broadcast live through the Zoom session, which is parallel to this. So, as I said, it's a 5 question test. So already all set for the test, and I'll give you around 10-12 minutes to do these 5 questions, around 2.5 minutes per question for the this thing, and then we'll discuss the questions and the solving of the questions. So here goes. And before I start, just wanted to remind you about Unacademy Plus, which I'm a part of, and my courses are also live on Unacademy Plus, where you can join some of my upcoming courses. And this is the promo code to use. Arun.yt is the promo code you can use if you want to join Unacademy Plus. It gives you a 10% discount on the existing fees, and you can take 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year subscriptions. And my upcoming courses are the foundation course in DI, and there's a course on QA advanced practice questions that will start in September, and also foundation course in LR. And most of the times I'm typically taking care of the DILR sections of the CAT on Academy Plus, so you can definitely come in. So here goes. First question up for you. Good luck. Try to solve this. Hi Upendra and hi Ramesh. You guys can join me on the Zoom meeting also if you need to speak back to me. So that's also available here for you. So 2.5 minutes per question. And the question will change after 2.5 minutes. Just ignore the question number. This is question number 1 for you. Okay, the 2.5 minute time frame is over for this question. Go to the second one. One minute more available for this. 1 minute 15 seconds actually. Okay, so your time is up on this question. Just 5 seconds more before I go to the third question now. This is the third question for the test. One minute up on this question. Another 1.5 minutes on this question. Two minutes up, 30 seconds more on this question. Come on, get it. If you have not done it yet, finish it off. Yeah, so your time is up now. Next question. Fourth question. Another 2.5 minutes for you. 30 seconds more. 30 seconds more on this question. Right. Last question. Hi Pranjal. There's a mini test happening on the CAT-alyst channel. So you're on the fifth question. So you'll have to look at the questions there because I can't share this on Zoom. I'm on different machines. So those of you who are there on YouTube also, you can shift to Zoom also. You can connect to me on Zoom also, where you can talk to me about anything which I explain here. So we are doing this for that experience. Another 30 seconds more. Of course, that is those of you who are doing it live. And fine, your time is up now on these questions. So let me just start to discuss some of the thinking and the solutions behind these questions. This was mostly an arithmetic based paper. So, let's start looking at the first question by itself. The first question here says, Mr. Jagmohan calculated the average of 10 3-digit numbers, but due to mistake he reversed the digits of a number and thus his average increased by 29.7. So what he is doing is that he has got 10 3-digit numbers. He's got 10 such numbers. And in these 10 numbers, what he does is he reverses the digits of a number and thus his average increased by 29.7. So what happened, one of these numbers was, let's say, for illustration purposes, let's say one of these numbers was the number 3-digit number ABC. What he did instead of that was he used the number CBA. Instead of ABC, he used the number CBA. So when you do that, essentially in a 3-digit number, basically when you invert the digits, let's say you take a simple example, 183 को अगर invert करोगे तो 381 हो जाएगा. और ये जो difference है इनके बीच का, the logic of the difference between these two is 99 into difference between the first and last digits, which is 99 into 2. So what will happen is, because the other 9 numbers are same, so basically the total of these two will change because of this mistake. The total of the first one and the total of the second one will be different from each other because of this mistake. So what happens then is that because the totals are different, and that means the average is also different. So the average here will be different from the average there. And the question tells us that his average has increased by 29.7. So there's an increment of average by 29.7. Now for 10 numbers, if the average increased by 29.7, it means that the sum would have increased by 297. And that means the difference between A and C, because the difference in the sum will essentially of T1 and T2 will essentially be the difference between these two numbers, because the other 9 numbers are the same. So because the sum increases by about 297, this number is also increasing by 297. And based on that, you can easily define that the difference between the unit digit and hundredths digit of the number is 3. So option B is the right answer for this question. Right, so let's look at the second one now. Now in the second question, this is slightly longer. And the second question, the question says that a team of miners planned to mine 1800 tons of ore during a certain number of days. Due to technical difficulties in 1/3 the planned number of days, the team was able to achieve an output of 20 tons of ore less than the planned output. So you have to first find out, think about this, in this question what you have to think of to start with is that let's assume that there are a total of 3 days in which they have planned to do the work. Let's say this is the planned number of days. Right? This is the planned number of days. And in the planned number of days, there will be for 3 unplanned days. Why I have taken 3 is because the second statement tells you 1/3 of the days. So 3 days into the plan per day has to be equal to 1800. And according to this, the second statement, due to technical difficulties in 1/3 of the planned number of days, that means in n days, the team was able to achieve an output of 20 tons of ore less than the planned output. So they did P minus 20 every day for 1/3 the number of days. To make up for this, So they have obviously done less than what they had planned. Right? So to make up for this, the team overachieved for the rest of the days by 20 tons. That means for the rest of the days, they have overachieved by 20 tons. So basically, for the remaining 2 days, they are basically planning P plus 20. But then they tell you the end result was that the team completed the task 1 day ahead of time. So that means they did not really need to work for the whole of 2 days, but they worked only 2n minus 1 days. 1 day less than what they had planned. The total plan was n days plus 2n days. The total plan was 3n days, but now they have done it in 2n minus 1 days. And in that case, they are doing P plus 20. And the work gets completed. So the sum of these two has to add up to 1800 also. And from here, rather than going into the question, thank you so much, Football Made Easy. I would like to call myself Maths Made Easy. But anyway, so in this context, how many tons of ore did the team initially plan to ore per day? The end result was that the team completed task 1 day ahead of time. How many tons of ore did the team initially plan to ore per day? So in this case, you can pick up it from the options. So suppose I take a middle value of 100 because it's easier to check. So if the plan per day was 100, then my number of days would be 18. Right? So the value of 3n is 18. And according to the second equation, then the structure will be 3n is 18, so n is 6. And p is 100 in this case. So according to the second equation, the structure will be 6 into 80 because you're doing p minus 20 plus 11, 2n minus 1 will be 11 into 120. And we hit jackpot in this question because this is coming out as 1800 by itself. This is 1320 and this is 480. Right? So if you try to check a wrong option like 150, you will see that this will not match 1800, and hence this question will not work, or this solution will not work there. So let's look at the third question now. Now this is a very simple question if you know the structure. Now basically what happens is if in this question, since you must have read the question earlier, because I've already given you 2.5 minutes to solve this earlier, so I'll go straight away with the solution. In this question you have 700 ml and 175 ml of water and 700 ml of alcohol. This is alcohol, this is water. Gopal takes out 10% of the mixture and substitutes with water. So basically what happens is when you are taking out 10% of the mixture, both these items will drop by 10%. So when you take out 10%, because the ratio of taking out both will be in the same ratio as they are mixed in. So essentially what's going to happen is if you just reduce this by 10% and reduce this by 10%, this will become 157.5. If you reduce both by 10% and then you add back the 87.5 here, because you have taken out the total amount was 875 in the vessel and you're adding back 87.5, and this is a CAT question, and you will see if you realize what is happening, you really actually don't need to trace this at all. What happens is you do this once, you'll get 630 alcohol, and the process is repeated again. So you don't need to bother about what happens to water. Just focus on the alcohol. If you repeat the process again, the alcohol will again reduce by 10%. And this will make it 567. So out of 875, I've got 567 alcohol. The question is asking you what is the percentage weight of water in the mixture now. So obviously out of 875, 567 is alcohol. So 308 will be water. So the percentage of water is 308 upon 875, this ratio, which clearly 10% of 875 is 87. So you can clearly see that 87.5, so 262.5, you will be at 30% of the denominator. So 308 is much closer to 35.2 than it is to 30.3. So the correct answer here will be clearly option 4. And this is a CAT question. This could have been solved basically in what, 10-15 seconds flat maximum. Let's look at the next question. What will be the ratio of honey and water in the final solution formed by mixing honey and water that are present in 3 vessels of equal capacity in the ratio 4:1, 5:2 and 6:1? So the best way to solve this question, you got honey and water in the ratio 4:1, 5:2 and 6:1. And the key point here is that you are told that they are equal capacities. So given the fact that all the 3 vessels have equal capacities, what you will do in this question is you will assume this capacity to be 5. This sum is 5, this is 7, and this is also 7. So what you do is take the LCM of 5 and 7. You assume that each vessel has a capacity of 35 liters. This is the first reaction. So if the first vessel has 35 liters, it will be broken between honey and water in the ratio of 28 and 7. Honey and water is the mixture. So honey and water will be 28:7 in the first vessel. In the second vessel of 35 liters, 35 broken into 5:2 will give you 25 and 10. Honey and water. And in the third one of 35 liters, 6:1 will break honey and water into 30:5. So in the final mixture, the total honey is 28 plus 25 plus 30, which is 83, and the total water is 22. So the correct answer is option B in this question. So this was the 4th question of the day, and one last question we have for today, and that is this. This is again a CAT question, and you should realize again that this is a read and solve kind of a question. So the question says the arithmetic mean of XYZ is 80. So when you get that, your reaction is that X plus Y plus Z is 240. And that of XYZ UV is 75. So when you read that part, this part, XYZ UV is 75. When you read this part, your reaction is that X plus Y plus Z plus U plus V is equal to 375. So from here you realize that the value of U plus V is 135. You realize the value of U plus V is 135. And then you have further information which says U is equal to X plus Y by 2 and V is Y plus Z by 2. So U is equal to X plus Y by 2 and V is Y plus Z by 2. So obviously this information is given for you to fit it into this, and when you do that you will get the addition of these two will be X plus 2Y plus Z. Divide by 2 is 135, so X plus 2Y plus Z is 270, and out of that, if X plus Y plus Z is 240, the value of Y is 30. If value of Y is 30, automatically you realize that the value of X plus Z must be 210. And then it tells us further that if X is greater than or equal to Z, then the minimum possible value of X is. So if X is greater than or equal to Z, X plus Z is 210 and X is greater than or equal to Z, it basically means that X will be at least half the value of this number, because X plus Z is 210 gives you various values of X and Z, 0, 210, 1, 209, but you can't use these values for X and Z because in this X is less than Z. So the point where X becomes equal to Z is 105, 105. That's the first point, the lowest value of x at which this this is the minimum value of x, 105, at which this gets satisfied. So the question is asking that only, what is the minimum value of x, minimum possible value of x here, and that is 105, and that would be the answer. And you can see this question is completely almost what I call it as hand holding you and helping you solve in one shot. Right, so I'll stop here. I think we are done with the time now, and just wanted to remind you before I wind up about my availability on Unacademy Plus. I take DILR courses mainly, and sometimes I do take some quants courses on advanced practice questions, etc. So these are upcoming courses. Foundation DI starting on end of this month, and foundation course for LR will be starting in September sometime, and there will be advanced course on LR and DI also, and advanced practice questions course on QA also. So these are all happening on Academy Plus. And if you want to join my next groups, next batches on Academy Plus, and of course you get access to so many other things on Academy Plus along with my sessions for CAT. You can use the promo code arun.yt, and that will give you a 10% discount on it. Chalo, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry for this video not coming up on uh, my OBS. I think last minute some glitches, but keep going and keep working hard, and all the best.